Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man, aka Prophet Howard. So I'm gonna make a couple videos today, but this one's gonna be real quick. And I would title this "The Number One Hidden Reason Why So Many Black Women Are Single Mothers." This reason is kind of two-part, so just bear with me if you will. And keep tuning into these videos. I'd like to thank my newest subscriber. It's not showing me your name, but if you recently subscribed, and I just want to tell you thank you. You won't be sorry, depending on what you're looking for, depending on how deep you want your knowledge to go, so on and so forth. Now, man, it's warm out here. That's good. So, the number one reason why so many black women are single mothers. Now, it's not what you think I'm going to say. And it's quite controversial now. I'll mention something that you think I'm going to say because they're angry. They have what Minister Jap says, trans energy, we just going to say. That contributes to the European United States aspect of it. But the number one reason why so many black women are single mothers is because they are not keeping their own ancestors' culture. If you study the ancient religions and beliefs and tribes that we all who look like this come from, then you'll come to understand that all the women in the village were wifed up, and the ones that weren't wifed up were concubines. Now, it might have been a little political. It might have been like the ones that didn't look as good in some of those cases were made concubines. The ones that the family selected, which is another thing, they were made the wives. And on average, most of the ancestors from all the tribes of the countries that we originated from had an average of 3 wives. On average, 3 wives. Now, you say, well, you got to be able to take care of them wives. Listen, they wives weren't as materialistic as y'all either. See, it's a lot of stuff about y'all that's European, including I got away from a lot of the beliefs that came from certain people. And I'm still getting away from some of them. But in the villages that our ancestors came from, the families that we originated from, they had an average of 3 wives. What we practice over here is European culture. It's not the culture that before they came for their promised land to this region. It's not what they practice. And the kings and the higher ups of the village, they had more than 3. They had who knows? I just saw the number 3 and when you, I have twins. When you had twins, I wouldn't encourage the practice that they practice, but in some cultures, you became like a, what's the word for it? A display. Like, you became like a museum. They're like, well, he had twins. So some of those guys were displaying their loins. We don't need to do that. But you got to learn about some of these cultures now. Now, the religious aspect of it, they didn't specify the Most High. They just gave them certain names according to what they wanted them to do, what they needed them to do, and what they knew he knew how to do. So once again, we practice over here. We practice certain things that are different. And I shouldn't say we. I'm trying to get back to the origins. Like even some of my, like for instance, I believe in the Noahic diet. I don't, and don't get in the comments trying to argue like that's what, you know. And the Noahic diet, which Noah got instructions before a lot of these instructions that some of you adhere to. Let me go over here. I'm gonna try to finish this in a couple minutes. The Noahic diet is that you can eat whatever you desire as long as you pray over it first, and you don't eat nothing while it's alive or have the blood still in it. That's the Noahic diet. You know, some people, bacon is unclean, and blah. I don't want to get no argument with you as to when that was added to the fragments of scripture. You know, if that's what you do, that's what you do. You know, if you got the right intentions, you still will be rewarded for it. But notice about the Most High. The Most High fully understands that many false teachers, false prophets, and false teachings have gone into the earth. He fully understands this. So, you know, a lot of stuff he just goes by the intent of the heart. Now, but back to this. This is the number one reason why they sing. And what's her name? Shabazz or whatever. She made a good point that was true. And I know she did her research. She was basically saying that a lot of the characteristics that women learn in the United States, they learned from Europeans. Like they learned how to be jealous, and they learned this, and they learned that. But in the earlier residences of our ancestors, they was like happy at whatever their position was, however they could help the village. See, that's all this killing each other. That's no. Do your research. Go back to what happened in Jamestown, 1507, when the white settlers first started coming over here. And, you know, and some of that, you know, began to spill into the countries that our blood originated in. But originally, the fight was over territory, so on and so forth. Due to wealth. It wasn't, oh, he said something to me on Facebook, I'm finna murk him, so on and so forth. Wasn't none of that. So, yeah, that's the number one reason. The culture that you follow leads, like for instance, like you go up to the average woman, you be like, hey, let's say you understand, say you did your research, and you want to do things the way they did them, the way Moses or Tutmos or whatever you want to call them, you know. Yeah, and you went up to one of these women today and you're like, hey, listen, you know, I like you a lot. I want to get to know you. So on and so forth. And she says, are you married? And you say something like, yeah, I'm married, but I believe in polygyny. And I'm to a certain extent, I'm practicing. I gotta be the only one and all this other. Look, that's not, I mean, if you do that, that's fine. People got laughed at for that. People got accused of having health problems and all that when they tried to do that in the ancient times. But if that's how you go in, that's how you go in, like, you know. But that's why a lot of them are single. Like, they not conducting themselves in the way that their ancestors conducted themselves. Like, for instance, guys wasn't roaming around the village talking about, oh, I'm finna smash her. No, their smash was arranged. It was arranged like it was, okay, this is going to be your wife. Get one wife. Then another one. Father would be like, here's your second one. And each one, they were unbroken. He was the one that broke the seal of their anatomy, if you know what I mean. Not none of this, I gotta be the only one, and I need a man that is that, but you done already, that's what the Messiah was saying to the woman at the well. He said, you done already had 5 husbands. He was telling her basically that her body count was high. Now, did she go get her brother and cousin and Mookie them and try to do a drive-by on the Messiah? No. She said, I perceive that you're a prophet. Like, she didn't even know him. So she was wondering how he knew all of that. She didn't say, go get the AR. See, that's what y'all do over here. See, that's why y'all at the bottom. See, the way they did things, there's no way they would be at the bottom. If they were at the bottom, they all would have came together. They would have had meetings like, let's just all leave. Or let's just all buy our own. This stuff y'all doing, messing with each other's wives and girlfriends, you got stoned to death for that. This stuff y'all doing, it's savage behavior. It didn't go on. Like he said, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. They don't know how they're supposed to conduct themselves. They don't know what they're supposed to accept, what they're supposed to reject. You got women over here. I got to be the only one. You go study the history of England and Scotland and all of that. You see monogamy there. But even then, even them, for instance, they had little pagan festivals where they were no longer monogamous. You see? So all that stuff y'all doing, all that walking up the street, you put all this lotion on your legs and glitter, and you walking up the street so people will try to get with you. They ain't have to do none of that. It didn't matter if they was fat. It didn't matter if they was skinny. It didn't matter if they had one eye. None of that mattered. They was going to be somebody's wife or concubine. And the number one reason why a lot of y'all, if not all of y'all, the single mothers, the single, is because you are following a culture that if you don't got one, you don't got none. And then this was crazy. It promotes unsubmissiveness. It promotes disrespect. It promotes all these things. Because if you if they like study your history, like I do a lot of reading, if they did some of the things that women do today, they would be ridiculed. The other wives, like, what's her problem? Like, is it time for her to be divorced away from the rest of us wives? All that little, you texting. But because you didn't have sex with him, you think what you did was innocent. You texting guys that you, within your heart and mind, you like. Emailing guys within your heart and mind you like. Dude, there wasn't none of that. And you think you gonna take that man kids? They'll run you right out of the village. All this stuff y'all doing and getting away with is not from the blood that runs through you. You attack him, the police come, and you tell them he attacked you. All that stuff, no. It was not going down. I keep saying I'm going to make these videos short, but it just be too much to get in. We'll try to end this in 2 minutes. So, That's the number one reason. That's the number one reason. And guys, okay, you know what makes some 99% of y'all women sex or your activities, we'll just call them, mediocre and weak? It's the stuff that you did before you got with that man. That's supposed to be the first wing ding you put in your mouth. That's supposed to be the first everything that you do. Y'all doing this back here. And now every time you get mad at him, you have a disagreement with him, you think about this dude. You think about your coworker. Back then, it wasn't no coworkers. Your coworkers was probably your sisters, your cousins, other women that grew up in the village. Wasn't no you at this job, dude getting his hair cut so he can flirt around with the ladies. Half of them married and got boyfriend. Well, wasn't none of that, man. Dudes knew better than that. Now you got cowards that don't think every guy that don't get in trouble is a coward. He don't think you worth going to jail. So a lot of these dudes be playing tough because half of the people is laying off of them because they know going to jail is stupid. Like, I literally avoid places and certain type of people because I had an incident, and I'm not going to go into details at all, that when they got to talking about towing my car and all that, I was like, wait a minute, man. You got to avoid these type of issues in people, not out of fear, out of intelligence. Just these dudes could talk about, oh, I got 100 dudes behind me. Oh, I'm then this, I'm that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't scare me. I know I'm gonna live. I know I'm gonna die one day. That's not the reason why I avoid. I avoid out of intelligence. I'm on a mission here. I don't got time for this poorly raised, dysfunctional dude who mad at the world, mad at his daddy, mad at this, mad at that. This ain't going right. So he out here with a mean streak, borderline mental issues, picking stuff. Nah, you ain't for me, bro. You ain't for me, bro. And you're not my bro. My brothers don't kill each other. My brothers support each other. My brothers strive to do things legally because they know going to jail is stupid. Now, if you trying to change, now you enter into the being like a brother. But if you out here destroying the community, you out here stealing, you out here living a demonic lifestyle on purpose, you're not a brother. And that's one reason why a lot of it, now if we honorable mention, a lot of these black women are single, some of which because they attitude and the things they do, but mostly, other than what I mentioned is the number one reason, because you dudes, y'all lying to these females. Y'all should be telling these girls, look, you're going to have to share me. I can't stick to one. Then you be like, all right, baby, you know you're the only one, come here. And then she catch you and the other girl. Especially in cities like this, like Milwaukee, you get caught here. It's not the biggest, definitely not the smallest, but people, a lot of the things that go on, a lot of people be there. So yeah, that's the number one reason. Those are some of the other reasons. It's what you're trying to practice. You supposed to be, even if you take away the aspect of the family selecting the marriage, If you get selected, you supposed to be fully submissive to your man. Because if he knows that you supposed to be submissive and you not, the weak dude's going to cheat on you. The strong dude's eventually going to leave you alone. You not going to get away when you think because you got kids. Now, some dudes don't be wanting to pay all that alimony child support. But some dudes to the point where, look, I got to get away from her. She act like a witch or something. She act evil. And then some people, they don't act evil towards nobody but you. And when you see that, you automatically shouldn't be dealing with that. And everybody else think or believe or receive her kindness. But with you, she trying to be cut, snatching stuff from you, arguing with you. No. She cheating. It's over. It's over. It's over. You don't love yourself if you stick to, I don't care if you got 7 kids with her. If she lets another dude penetrate with his wing ding or do any acts on another man and you stay with her, you don't love yourself. Every single one of y'all. And if she cheated on you in the past and you stayed with her, you should go right to her like, I've been giving this some thought. And I should have left you alone when you did that. Because that little forgiveness stuff, they knew God more than this culture does. And they was not going for that adultery at all. That little forgiveness, that's misunderstood. They said if you find indecency, even if it's not even that was grounds for divorce. Because your wife's supposed to be sold out to you, fully submissive, everything. Now, of course, the human nature, of course, she might see another guy in the village and think he's cute. But her ethics and her morality, she's not going to act on it. And she's not going to, But these women, now they getting, it's dudes, millions. I guarantee it's millions. But one day, they got it going with their wife, and their wife insides was gone. And I'm sure, they something ain't right. Something is off here. Went from grip to no grip overnight. Yeah, that's y'all. That's a lot of y'all. But, I'm the prize. I'm the table. I need to be pedestalized. You should be buying me gifts. I'm not happy. Deep down in the sneakiness of your soul, what did you do? What did you get away with? That you, okay, and I'm talking to a lot of y'all. Okay, let me ask you something. In closing, I promise you. Those of you ladies that ride your men about who he's looking at, who he's talking to, blah, blah, blah. Since you have been engaged to that man, have you ever given out your number? Had intimate emails or texts with a guy that deep down inside of you liked? Put your mouth in places? Let him put his hand in places? Been entered since the engagement? And let's talk to boyfriend and girlfriend. Since y'all got committed to each other, you be riding him. What have you done? You innocent? You innocent? When you saw that ex, how long was y'all talking? And were you trying to position yourself as to seduce? See, When these women over here, they get away with too much. They get away with stuff that those women back there didn't get away with. They knew better. But y'all be over here with more demands than them. But yet y'all can't match the commitment that they had back in the early hundreds, 200s, 1,000. This is the truth, man. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Continue to subscribe. Continue to share this. The number one reason why black women are single mothers is because they don't practice the culture of their ancestors. Thanks for watching.